live, people's locations, their jobs, their names, all this stuff. And none of it was stopped. None of it was called out. They were making fun of her disability. They were commenting on her parenting, talking about her children. It was really fucked up. And then not one single fucking person said anything. Again, as usual. It's gross. So the people that are all sitting up there, they made fun of me because I'm fat. Being a fat, 80% of the time, being fat is a choice. Unless you've got some other medical condition or the medications you're on and all that stuff. You can't help that. That's different. I'm not talking about that. But making fun of somebody's disability, making fun of like how their teeth look, making fun of how their eyes look, like making fun of all that kind of shit while you're sitting there saying, oh, well, they called me fat, so it gives me justification to do this. No. And Ash's live last night was just a Mean Girl live. It was their excuse to just be like, look at me, I'm better than you. While simultaneously, like, making fun of people for things they have zero control over. It's just gross. Like, guys, if you want people to take you seriously and you're in an argument or something, don't go after people's looks and shit. And I've been guilty of it in the past, but I'm trying to do better with all that stuff, and I don't even have to try. Going after somebody's looks is not the first thing that comes to my mind when I'm upset. I don't think anybody should be doing that shit. If you don't want people to go after shit about you, don't go after those same things. Otherwise, then you're going to have no credibility, and then when you want people to feel bad for you, they're not going to feel bad for you. So that's all it is. Anyway, hi Jenny.
Hello.
Last night was fucked up.
I need to put my meat in the slow cooker and get that going before I focus on lives.
You put your meat in my slow cooker.
Yeah. Joseph, you're not a poo head.
We can all be poo heads sometimes, man. Like, we're human beings, We can only take so much, but it's just, I feel like, and I think everybody probably can agree that, like, it's just getting a bit too fucking much,
Oh, yeah.
And people watching on the outside trying to support people and being like, yeah, you got good points, and then all of a sudden someone will say something, it's like, you just fucking lost it all. Like,
Like I do last night, I popped in some, listen, I was listening because my boyfriend worked the late shift last night, so I was like falling asleep on the couch, like just after, I ended my live around 10 because I was like starting to fucking fall. And Samantha went live late, and I knew that she was, so it was playing, and I could hear that country girl Tanya in there fucking riling up Samantha with bullshit lies.
Oh my god, she hijacked Samantha's live last night.
Oh fuck yeah! So
Samantha wanted to clearly talk about things, and then like she went up there and she's just like talking about her own shit and how wonderful her fucking and then digging on you because you're on disability. God forbid. I mean, she already admitted last night, I'm a very, very privileged person. I'm a very privileged person where my man takes care of me and I don't have to work. And then she dogs on you for being on disability because your man can't provide for him and for you at the same fucking time.
Right.
Like, Tanya, be up higher on your fucking horse next time.
And listen, I knew last night going into Samantha's live, I was going to be on my own. It was late, but I still went in. Like, you know what I mean? I just like, whatever. And like, she actually thought I was going to get up in a box and fucking fight with them and argue and scream and yell. No, I don't do that shit.
Yeah, and then you got Crystal in there calling you chicken shit. It's like, Crystal, whenever I've asked you to come up onto things, even with Amy, when they come into my shit, in the past, I'm like, why don't you come up here and talk to me about it like woman to woman? No, I'm not going to do that. I don't have time for that or whatever. There's always reasons why they can't confront things.
Yeah.
But when you
I'm literally not going to get up. And obviously, like I said, I knew I was in there alone. There was nobody else in there. Yeah, I'm just going to jump up into a box and let you all fucking scream and yell and dogpile me. Yep, no, I'm good. I'll stay here in the chat. Thank you very much.
Yeah. So anybody that calls anyone a chicken shit because they don't want to subject themselves to abuse like that, Like, are you fucked in the head, Crystal? And people like that? Like, stop calling people a chicken shit if they don't go up on a panel. If you're in the chat and you're talking, you know what's chicken shit is allowing a lot of that doxing going on last night and not fucking trying to stop it.
Yeah, not one person, not one of them fucking said anything about the doxing. Well, I think no hate was in there.
Yeah.
No hate actually did say something, but not like a whole big comment, because he knows too. He knows he's gonna get fucking shat on if he fucking.
I think he's doing it now, not because he actually cares, but because like I called him out.
Yeah, I know there's something.
Hopefully he learned, but
yeah,
sorry, go ahead.
The deplorable shit that went on with after when I popped there. Like, I haven't really talked about Tay. I don't know who she is, so I don't know where she's getting off saying that I'm talking all this bullshit about her marriage and her health and everything else in my life. I know nothing about her. All I know is that she came at me.
She just wants to be relevant. I think she likes that people get attention for being like, you know, hated on or whatever, and she wants to be a part of that so badly. Like, look at how she like antagonizes people constantly in all the comment sections of lives and shit.
Yeah,
she's commenting on everything.
She's pissed at me. She's literally pissed at me. Okay, the only reason she's pissed at me is because somebody was in my live and they brought up the fact that she shat in her hot tub and it was said in my live or whatever, and I'm just like, oh whoa, like that's all. That's the only thing that I fucking knew about her. That's it.
Yep. Well, she told everybody that she did. She told everyone she got drunk and shat in her hot tub. And she was bragging about it for a while. I think this was like a year or so ago. And it's just been a running joke ever since, really. I mean,
yeah, so that's the only thing that she's pissed about. And then that she's running with that. She's running with the fact that apparently, I think I got it. I think I do have a recording of it where she's like, yeah, she's like, I can't believe Kenny. I think she blamed Kenny. I'm not sure for sure, but I think she blamed Kenny. She's like, I can't believe Kenny just went into Jenny's live and convinced the whole panel that I shat in my hot tub. I'm just like, what the fuck?
But why did you tell everybody you did then?
Right?
Like, why would you tell everyone that you shat in your hot tub? Everyone that you shat in your hot tub. Maybe you were drunk when you said it and you don't remember. I don't know. But why would you say that and then get mad if people repeat it?
Yeah, but other than that, I've never brought her up. Like, yeah, okay, so when she came at me in Samantha's live or whatever, Jenny this and Jenny that, I looked at her profile and I looked at some pictures and yeah, I made fun of her eyelashes. What they fucking do? I'm like, you're overcompensating. I don't know what you're doing with those eyelashes.
She makes fun of my eyes and she makes fun of my seizures.
Yeah.
She got caught being on one of her accounts, which had almost 1,000 followers, and she went in thinking she was under a ghost account, and she made fun of my seizures and realized she was under the wrong account, and then she did like 2 weeks of backpedaling to try to be like, this isn't my account, it's a fake account, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, that's so funny how you're only saying that now, but like, you're following the account, all your friends are following the account, you have almost 1,000 followers on it. So, you know what I mean? Yeah. Like, she fucked up. She's behind a lot of troll accounts, I think, honestly. I think she...
And then that fucking Phantom Strider, like, I come in and it's all about Dread Zone. I'm like, who the fuck is this guy talking about Dread Zone so much? Like, I've really never had any real close interactions with Dread Zone. Like, I see him bouncing around in people's lives or whatever, and I know he's had beef with other people and stuff like that, but personally, I've never considered myself a friend of Dread Zone or, like... I don't know. I didn't get it. And I was just like, why is this account so focused on fucking Dread Zone?
Yo, when you get a guy on our app that calls himself Lone Wolf and like Dark Dread and Darth Dread, and then all of a sudden an account called Phantom Strider comes up and starts obsessing about like your attention to him. Hi, Dread.
Right?
You're not fooling anybody.
Like Sarah, I've never had issues with him. I've never had beef, but I've never had any interactions either. Just like, I don't get it. And then like he's putting in the chat in the comments speaking like I did something bad to Dread, that I had his phone number and I called him and all this stuff. I'm like, dude, I've never had Dread's phone number. He doesn't have mine. I've never ever talked to him personally. I don't know who the fuck this Phantom Strider is at the point in time, but yeah, I'm like, you're obviously closer to Dread Zone than I was, so maybe you could get it out of him because I have no idea what you're fucking talking about.
Yeah, no doubt. I think, I don't know, like, Dreadzone, bless his heart, but he's very much about, like, I don't like how he uses, and I'm not trying to bash on him or anything. It's just one of these things that I think can be, like, it's dangerous when you're using mental health all the time to try to, like, I don't know, curate people's emotions to see if they care about you. You know,
like the last thing I saw of Dredd was Venom replaying a video of Dredd or something like that. And Dredd, I can't remember what he said, but it wasn't good. It was a little psychotic, and he was holding a knife or whatever in his video. That's like, and that was, I didn't search it out. Venom was the one that played it. And I'm just like, I don't know what's going on here. Don't know.
Yeah. Bill, the account, I can't remember exactly what the name of it is, but it was of Tanya's, but it was an AI. It had like an AI image kind of like of her. You know how everyone was doing that? But it's got like a bluish background on it and like the long blonde hair. And I think she's wearing it, like it's wearing like maybe a blue I think it's wearing a blue sweater in it. I can't remember the name of it, but she doesn't go on it anymore. Because once she said that it wasn't, like it was a fake account or something, then she stopped using it. But I think she honestly thought she was under a fake account when she said that horrible shit to me and realized she was under her actual account and then tried to pass her actual account off as like a fake one or something. Because that account, I was looking back in memories when I had to go through things to put stuff in a file. I was looking back through things, and like years ago, when I was being fucking supported by her, that photo was even being used when she was talking to me. So I think she was like, I think she fucked up, honestly. She just doesn't want to admit it. Because she thinks that she's innocent and everything. Oh, I don't know why all these people are coming at me all the time, and I'm pissed now. Now I have every reason to say all these horrible things to people. But you've been saying these horrible things to people the entire fucking time. So
yeah, I don't get it. Listen, I see like they use Samantha. They definitely use Samantha for entertainment. They go in, they rile her up with bullshit and lies and stuff like that, knowing that Samantha's going to fall for it. Now, mind you, Samantha's not fucking innocent. She's also, she needs to be held accountable for the shit that she's saying and the shit that she believes.
I think she enjoys this. I think she enjoys this because she's like, oh, I'm going to go in, I'm going to poke, and you guys watch, and she'll go into you guys' live and say some things, and then you guys have seen it. They'll be sitting there on the panel like, do it, and they come back and they're laughing and they're like, oh, did you see that? Did you see what I did?
Yeah, like it's sad that, they're definitely using her for the entertainment. I mean, like I said, Samantha is still a real person and she's still fucking deplorable and she's still disgusting and what she does, says, or lets go on in her lives and stuff like that. But those people are probably a little bit shittier than Samantha, like I said, to go in and use her for entertainment, rile her up just to get the lives going and Samantha going. And it's just,
and when she's all riled up, like last night when she started, she was going off for like fucking 10 minutes, just screaming. Not one fucking person was trying to take her down. Like finally Tanya came up and then she just started talking about her own drama, which got Samantha either, like at one point she was kind of riled up with her. But then you could tell that she just like muted because she's like, fine, Tanya, take over my live when I wanted to talk about my own shit, but you can talk about your shit. Go talk about all these things that nobody's even asking you about. Nobody's even saying to you.
All right.
I'm doing my fucking live so your drunk ass can talk about your own shit.
Yeah, I missed the first 15 minutes. I was like, fuck.
I got it all. I got it all. I have the first 15 minutes and it's about me and it's fucking,
That's what I mean.
Like, you and me.
I know, I was like, because I kept waiting for her to go live. I'm like, oh my God, when's she going to go live? And I think a lot of people were like wondering and waiting, right? Because of our live. And I guess Ash, I don't know, somebody else had a live.
Yeah.
Oh no, you, Ash. Jenny, you.
Well, Ash did too. Ash was having a live last night talking all about body positivity while simultaneously shaming people for their disabilities and their teeth and how tall they are and things like that. So it was interesting.
Yeah, but it was an uplifting. It was supposed that live, Ash's live was all about uplifting women and positivity.
It looked like just a bunch of fucking narcissism to me.
Right?
I saw Bill's videos this morning. I was like, like I don't know why I don't scroll into Ash's. I kind of wish I'd have seen that live, right? But whatever. Wow.
It was just icky. There's nothing
Yeah.
wrong with like being proud of yourself and like pushing each other up and like nothing wrong with that at all. But if you're only doing it so that you can throw it back in somebody else's face and then at the same time start making fun of like Jenny's diabetes, talking about Kenny's height. I don't like Kenny, but if you're going to sit there and have a body positivity live where you're showing yourself off while
It's
shaming
only
other
positive
people
for
for
your
shit
side.
that, like if I said it already, you know, like 80% of the time, if you're fat, you can change that. That is a lifestyle choice. You can do something about that. People can't do something about their missing toe or their eye that turns in or their seizures or the way their teeth grow or how tall they are. So they didn't do anything. They just talked about themselves and they're like, oh yeah, we're going to boost ourselves up at the expense of other people. That's what they did last night.
Yeah, like they were jabbing at me and the whole diabetes thing. It's like, you let your diabetes get so bad you lost your big toe and blah, blah,
Oh,
blah.
that
I'm
pissed
like,
me off, Jenny. That pissed me off
Yeah.
because my fucking son did everything under his power to maintain and control it, and it took his fucking life anyway. And that like made me livid. But it's like that's my personal like experience, right?
And they
But-
don't
but it
know.
was
They
like-
don't fucking know shit about me. I've been a type 2 diabetic since I was like 17, 18 years old. So yeah, I've been dealing with this disease for 25 years and nothing has ever been bad. Like, you know what I mean? It's been good. Nothing's happened to my body. So obviously I did something right. But I mean, diabetes is a disease after 25 years. Sometimes things catch up to you. You know what I mean? Like, it's just
Yep,
whatever.
that's right.
I don't
That
care.
you
I'm
have
not justifying
absolutely
it.
no control over. Like no matter how well you maintain your diet or do this or that or whatever. Like fucking dingbats. Ah, that's adorable.
Yeah.
Fuck, man. Yeah, that pissed me off. I heard that.
Oh, LB, that doesn't look like a filter, though. It doesn't. It looks like a natural beauty picture. You're beautiful. Not like yesterday at Ash's Live where they all put up fucking filtered pictures of themselves and glamour.
Yeah. Yeah, no, this is all me. There's no filter on this one. This is straight out of the camera.
I'm just like, yeah, I could totally go do a nice filter too. Absolutely. And just post it as my picture for sure. I've done it.
Well, like, I don't know. There's, like, if you're happy with yourself, that's great, you know? I don't think that people should be doing it just to take other people down. It's shitty.
No, and
Yeah.
I think it pisses them off. Like last night, obviously they brought up the toe thing a few times. Like it's supposed to, like it's going to hurt me that I'm going to get all offended.
Oh, I know. Like, seeing Ash after she hosted that live about body positivity and then in Samantha's live commenting, like, stand 9 tones down or something, like, 1 down,
Well,
9 to go or some
Lisa
shit
Bella,
like that.
it's similar to when you said, like, okay, maybe if someone talks about my childhood, my daughter's home, my shit, right? And maybe I'm strong, but it's going to hurt other people. So yeah, the Toad comments doesn't affect Jenny, but it clearly affected me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And probably a lot of other people. So yeah, it's fucked up, man.
But that's the uplifting part, right? They're there to uplift people. They'll use our shit just to uplift
Well,
others.
that's the thing with tunnel vision too. Tunnel vision can literally sabotage so many people because you have that one target that you're after and you'll do whatever you can to get that target, but you're just like nothing else around you matters. But you don't realize like how much destruction you're causing to get to that one target. And then when you're only focused on that one target and then you've got like 7 people being like, yo, you hurt me and you did this, then they're like, what are you talking about? No, you took it wrong. I was going after this person. It's just like, okay, cool. So your lack of self-awareness matches your lack of integrity. Good to know.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Yep. I think
And I'm not perfect
it kills
either,
them that
but-
anything that they try to hurt me on that I'm obviously not offended by. It doesn't bother me. I make jokes about my own food. I make, you know what I mean? It's just,
Yeah. Well,
That's
it's different
yours
when
to
like
make jokes
it's you. It's different when
Right.
it's you because it's your own thing. Like it's a coping mechanism sometimes. It's like you either cry and be mad about it or like you laugh and just accept it. It is what it is and make the best of it, right? Lots of people cry through the pain or laugh through the pain.
Yeah.
That's normal. But
It's
like
saying
for
a
people
thing.
who don't like you saying that shit, they're doing it because they want to hurt you, not
It's
because
like
they're
that
trying
saying,
to laugh
gotta-
with you.
gotta laugh to keep from crying. I think it's a song as well. Like I made the joke and changed my name to Spotted Bobbit, right? But for someone else to have done that hates me, it's like then that's intentional to like hurt, right?
That's
Yeah.
true, Roger. You definitely say meaner things to me than they do. Absolutely.
You guys are friends, though. You know it's not
And I
from a
love
malicious.
it. Well, he knows, because he knows that it doesn't matter what he says. I know that he's joking and I laugh with him. It's not about laughing
Yeah.
at me and stuff, you know?
It's the same thing I've said a million times. If you're walking down the street and you see a bunch of people and they're all laughing and making jokes and one of their friends is in a wheelchair or something or has a missing limb and they're all joking about it together and you walk up to that group of strangers and start making jokes too, they're going to look at you side-eyed. They're going to be like, what the fuck? Who are you? You know what I mean? Like, you don't have, this isn't your spot to do that. We don't know you. We don't know your intentions. Like, people are still protective. Like, I have friends who will say things like, Lisa, look
No,
over
so
here
she's
with
still
both of
here?
your eyes, you know, and I'll laugh. But then if it's somebody that I don't like, I know they're doing it because they want to hurt me so they can fuck themselves. Anyways, go.
I know
This
you're
is
laughing.
asking Doses if she's still here. I'm waiting for her to reply.
She's popping in and out. Oh, there she is.
Yeah. So I was in this live last week. It was a debate live or something. It had nothing to do with our algorithm. I didn't see a single fucking person I knew from our algorithm. I was saying something and a person says, well, you sit with Doses. I'm like, what the fuck? Like, this isn't even our algorithm. And I'm like,
I'd be
getting
like, so?
shamed.
Right? It's like you're sitting there, like last night and stuff, they're talking about, I'm a nobody, that I'm not important, I'm irrelevant. But then why are you deep diving into all of my information?
I didn't mean to send you that invite, Red. I meant to tap on your, well, hi, you can come up anyways. I meant to tap on your thing to say hi to you, but it sent you an invite instead. Sorry.
Everybody's still getting antsy about who's hanging out with who.
No, I don't care. Like,
I don't care.
I just look at patterns. I look at patterns. If the person's sitting with that person and, you know, they call out certain things and they're not whatever, like that, I can separate that. You know what I mean? Like, because I've been in panels with people who say really fucked up shit and I'm like, hey, that's not cool. Or I'll leave or whatever. And I say something. Those are things I pay attention to. If people are speaking up or not.
Like, and last night in that live, there was a point where I said in the chat to Samantha, I was like something about being better than a toss around or whatever for a biker's thing or whatever. And because, and then Samantha goes off talking about Red McLaren. And I'm only saying this because Red's here now.
Yes.
Why the
did.
fuck did I get brought up again?
You got brought up because, and she screamed at Tanya. She almost nearly fucking ended her friendship with Tanya over that one.
I
Tanya
heard
refused
God
to talk
talking
about
about
them.
but I swear
I thought
that
she was talking
motherfucker
about
is
the
just a
other Red.
victim.
I
Okay,
thought she was
sorry,
talking
you were
about the
saying
other
what
Red
happened?
because
No,
Sorry,
no,
Red.
spotted. It was definitely Red McLaren. She said it
Okay.
a few times. I got it recorded.
oh, okay,
I
I
have
wasn't
it
sure
recorded
because I was
too.
like Red made a video about the video Lisa Bella made for me, and so I just assumed like so yeah, it makes
Yeah,
sense.
no,
it
no,
would be
no.
Red
She talked
McLaren
about
because
Red
they're-
McLaren because they all live out in BC and that they were the gangsters of I don't fucking
Oh right,
Well,
something, yeah,
Samantha
yeah.
brought up something. Samantha brought up something about how you, like Red McLaren, you said something about Samantha that she didn't like or she says isn't true or something like that.
Yeah, no, so
And,
what, listen, what happened is, okay, so I said the comment in the chat about Samantha being a toss around for this club or whatever. And she,
Oh,
and
yes,
she
yes,
said
yes.
that Red McLaren was the one who started this rumor thing months and months ago or whatever. And then Tanya was like, well, I have nothing with no beef with Red. We're good, we're friends, blah, 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 whatever. And Samantha did bring up a good point, even though I'm going to say, like, you know what I mean? She's like, well, you're bitching at Jenny because she put that comment about me being a toss around, but it came from Red McLaren and you're not standing up against the fact that Red McLaren said it. So she's like, you're only saying it towards Jenny because you hate Jenny. But, like,
Yep,
you know what I
that's
mean?
true.
The point of it
Oh,
was
no.
that, and then they almost got to, oh, I'm gonna boot you. I'm gonna blah blah. You don't stand up for nothing. You Surrey gangsters and all this shit.
Yeah. I was like, are we about to watch this happen right now? Because like
right.
Tanya's the only one that got up on the panel to try to calm down Samantha by talking about her own bullshit. So like,
Can we
it's
just
funny to watch
get
that.
something clear though, okay? So this all started because I wear a certain club's hoodie, okay? And she doesn't like that I wear a certain club's hoodie. So she tried, I have the screenshots of her literally saying, I'm going to get them to come to your house and take that hoodie off you. I've been to every clubhouse. I'm welcome wherever I want. And I said, that's funny. The only people that are welcome in any clubhouse whenever they want when they're a lady is a pass around. I didn't say she was. I said, if you're not an old lady,
100%
if you're not
fact.
an old lady to somebody in the club and you're going into all of those different clubs, there's only one thing that you'll have in common with all those clubs.
Exactly.
Because you're a
And that's
pass
exactly
around.
how it came up. She said something. She referred to me to my boyfriend. She's like, "Oh, Jenny, she doesn't do anything with her old man around." I'm like, "Listen, old man." I'm like, "I ain't some biker toss around. I don't call my boyfriend my old man."
So yeah, I'm like, at the end of the day, I'm not saying you are. I'm just saying that that is what those kind of behaviors are associated with. Myself, I will not walk into any clubhouse unless I am with the respected people that I am going to be with. I will not go into any clubhouse. Like, she can't call them the KKK because they're mixed now. You even got Punjabis and black people in the clubhouse now, okay? You can't call them the KKK anymore.
Dare they? And then the whole live went on about my parenting and my kids not being here in the same province as me, and that I should have moved back with the kids and all this shit. I think they make it sound like the kids were always in Newfoundland and that I left them. But like, I mean, they have no clue. They have no clue what they're talking about when it comes to my parenting and mine and my ex-husband's great relationship with parenting and stuff like that. Like, whatever, just like, yeah, but they definitely went hard, doxing my ex-husband's name, doxing my boyfriend's name, my boyfriend's work. Everything was just mentioned in the chat. My married name, so my last name. Again, I don't care. Listen, I got my daughter's headstone posted here on TikTok that obviously says the last name, which is my husband's married name. So yeah, I know it's out there. I don't have anything to hide. I'm not fucking ashamed of anything. Like, you know what I mean? So whatever, you got my name. Whoop-de-doo.
It's so weird. In my opinion, it's so weird. Even when what's-her-face's name was, like, they put her last name in the chat and I was the mod, even though I don't like her, I still deleted the comment so nobody else would see it.
And that was what I said, Roger, too. One point I said, like, one of the big reasons that I didn't move to Newfoundland is because of healthcare. I'm not in a position where I can wait for specialists and stuff like that, right? Newfoundland, and then Dread Zone, I don't fucking know if that's who it is. Phantom something said, Newfoundland's healthcare is better than Quebec and Ontario's combined. I'm like, what the fuck are you on, buddy? I'm like, Jesus Christ. I said, it's
Can we
bad.
stop arguing with whose healthcare is better? This is Canada. You're lucky to be seen before you die, okay?
And not to
Basically,
mention, most towns in Newfoundland are like so far away from the hospitals and stuff. Like, there's literally two cities or towns or whatever with hospitals, and then you have to fucking travel and get
Yeah,
there.
this
Anyway,
is not, it's not easy.
No, they have no clue. They have no clue. They just like, oh, the healthcare is better. Like that. I would go there and die for my kids. I'm like, yeah, that's exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to go there and die because that's going to help my kids in the long run.
How old are your kids, if you don't mind me asking?
My youngest is 10 and my oldest is 17. And then I have the middle child, which is like 15.
Wow, if they want to go see you and if they need you that bad, they will call you. They've got fingers and cell phones, I'm pretty sure. They can
We talk
call you.
every day. Doses knows actually what I was doing my live last night. Like my kids were calling me to FaceTime. We FaceTime all the time and we talk all the time. We're still close. We're close as fuck. Like, you know what I mean? They've only been
it's just fucking nosy people sticking their nose where it don't fucking belong.
They've only been in Newfoundland for like 2 years. My ex-husband had to move back because his parents are older and they're not doing well. They're sick. And I didn't want to move back to Newfoundland, but I wasn't going to go into a big old fight and custody battle and stuff to keep the kids here. I thought, you know what? I'm going to let them go with their dad to Newfoundland, spend the time with their grandparents while they can. And you know
Yeah.
what? There's a little bit of pride that they get to experience a little bit of life growing up in Newfoundland. Like, you know what I mean? It's not a big deal.
I don't know.
So are they going to get
Anybody
mad
else's
at people?
business.
Are they going to get mad at fathers who, you know, the children live with the mothers?
Right?
Most of
And
the
I'm in the
time,
chat, and I'm
or
just
like, is it just like mom shaming is what it essentially is? Like, how dare
Like,
a
they're-
father raise their
they're-
children?
they're saying like, oh, you left your kids blah 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 with their dad, and then somebody said, yeah, you left your kids with someone. I didn't leave them with someone. They're with their dad. Their dad is a
they
good
chose to
man
be
and
there.
a good father. Like,
Yeah.
that's what he's. It was so stupid. Like, they were so condescending, and there's like, we're not saying he's not a good dad. I'm like, well, no, you kind of are. You're just saying that I left my kids with someone. It's just
Yeah, you're basically saying your kids aren't being taken care of. Like, you need to go back and like take care of your children and shit. And it's like, how, like, if they chose to stay there and it worked out for your family, it's none of their fucking business. Like, maybe they didn't want to upheaval their entire lives. Maybe they didn't want to leave their friends and all the connections that they've made. And again, you said they have family out there and shit. Like,
all
they
of
didn't
our
want to do
families
that.
there. All
And
of
you
our
gave
my
them,
family's still
yeah,
there.
and you gave them that option, and they chose an option, and you respected their choice.
Well, yeah, like I was still heartbroken and sad and upset
Hey,
that
Miles.
they were leaving and moving and stuff like that, but it was about their happiness, not mine. I'm sorry. You know what I mean? As long as
It's
they were
almost like
happy,
you're
that's all
the
I cared
adult
about.
and they're the child.
Yeah.
It's almost like you know how to comprehend your feelings. So you put your feelings aside to make sure that your children got the best.
Exactly.
But people like Samantha and them are too fucking narcissistic and selfish to ever think of, you know, doing what's best for other people.
Sometimes
You know?
I literally feel like they just come on the app to be trolls, because they literally have no purpose in their real life, that they need to come here to find purpose for their life, because they're like, oh, well, I'm a shit disturber now, so now I have purpose and somebody's paying attention to me. Because other than that, what the fuck are they going to do? Sit in their house and watch TV?
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Right?
Or maybe get jobs. I don't know.
The reason why, maybe get jobs. There's a reason why, like, I stopped feeding into it, right? People be like, oh, Samantha's holding a live about you. I'm not fucking going there. Why the fuck do I care she's holding a live about me?
And like,
Well,
you
they
know,
tell
my,
on themselves all the time. They always tell on themselves. When they think other people are doing things and they're wrong about that, I was like, thanks for letting me know your plans. By saying that someone else is doing it, thank you for telling on yourself. Again.
And my page here used to have a lot of videos with me and my kids doing things and funny videos and stuff like that. Showed how close we were and that I was obviously still in their life. But as soon as Ash brought up and took a dig at me about being a shitty mom with my kids, I removed everything off of my TikTok. I'm like, nope, not giving them a reason to go looking and digging at my kids and the videos and stuff like that. So I removed absolutely anything to do with my kids off my profile, my videos.
Well, that
and stuff.
fucking sucks. You shouldn't have had to do that.
No.
I still have, like, I have my profile where I have, like, my videos of me not being so polite. And then I have the one with my kids on it. And I'm not going to take them off because people want to be fucking asshats, because it is what it is. My whole thing is when Samantha goes, Brent McLaren started her thing trying to be Métis, blah, 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 and educate Métis. No, I didn't.
Do you think we all came on this fucking app just to fucking ditch her? I'm like, you've only been here for a year.
Not even a year.
And you know what? You know how most
Fucking
people met
August,
her?
and she never left.
You know how most people met her? Because she came up onto a panel and started screaming at them.
Yeah.
That's how I met her. She had me mixed up with Bellfire. She thinks that she doesn't, but she did. I remember. Everybody else remembers. Samantha's the only one that has a different story.
Fringy's lives.
Yeah, and so she thought I was Bellfire, and they had gotten into it in a different live, and she probably went around and was like, oh, who's this Bells person? Tell me who this Bells person. And they're like, oh, Lisa Bella? And so she probably thought that was the same person, and she found out I lived in St. Thomas, and when she popped up on the panel, she's just like screaming off. She's like, you better watch your back, and you live in St. Thomas. And I'm just like, what the fuck? Like, who is this crazy bitch?
I got a video of
speaks to
her
her paranoia.
threatening Alberta Rob with her brother-in-law, I believe it was, her mentally ill brother-in-law, how he would show up at Rob's house. I got that on video still. I never deleted it.
Yeah. And I didn't start saying the beef baron licking floor thing until, like, I don't know, it was like a bunch of different interactions with her. And then she kept saying she lived in London. And the first thing I thought of in London, and I'm hearing this girl, I'm like, this lady sounds like trailer trash. What's trailer trash in London? Oh, the Beef Baron. You know what I mean? Like, that's just what I thought. It's a joke. It's a running joke in this area. And the Beef Baron doesn't even exist anymore. I'm not dogging on the girls that work there. I have friends that work there, that worked there. I'm sure they're at the Bad Bunny now. I'm not dogging on the owners. I just thought, like, everybody knows the beef. The beef is just like, it was just a funny thing in this area. It's a strip club called the Beef Baron. So everyone's like, where's the beef? You know, like, it's a running joke. So I was just like, London, Beef Baron. Oh, you lick in the floors at the Beef Baron. Maybe that's why your brain's so fucked up. And that was rude of me to say at that time. I shouldn't have fucking said that. But I did. And I made it a running joke.
Lisa Bella, that was fucking hilarious. That was a hilarious joke. And it has not, like, stopped. Everyone says it now. So to be fair, it was fucking hilarious. Like, I don't know, but it's me.
I've been to the Beef Baron too.
Like, you're not hanging out with her anymore because you're way chiller when you're not around her.
So Red, I've been like,
yeah, Scott is way better when she's not.
I had always had this like small amount of empathy and love for her, but it really ended probably like a week ago, and obviously a few times over the months.
Well, when she told you that you asked to be prostituted as a child, like that was that was the reason we did our interview.
And then she went at Cindy again, and like I've stopped with the nonsense of like calling out people if I think pretending and all that. And she started that with you, Red and Claire, and I just rode with it like a troll. I didn't, whatever. It was what it was.
Good.
But I do have a question, Red. I have a question because I'm having, if you were to be a political side, would you lean more liberal or conservative?
Conservative.
Okay, thanks. So, you know Ginger Canuck?
I think I've seen the name. I don't know if I know the.
Yeah. So I replied to something. She made a post about like how the conservatives are gonna basically take away Gladue courts and this and that and whatever. Right? I don't remember what she said, but I replied that I have conservative values and blah blah blah. I can't remember. I reposted it and anyway, right? So she did a, what do you call it when you do a video back to a person's comment?
Clap back.
So clap back. So she did that like twice. She tried to get a gotcha by showing something in the Conservative Party's website or whatever. And I said, I have conservative values. Yeah. I didn't say I was either party. They're all evil, in my opinion. I said, I'm a sovereign anarchist with conservative values. So basically, she tried, I said, there's no way they're taking away Gladue court, right? Mm-hmm. So she clapbacks with this thing in a link to their website, the conservative website, that says there's only going to be one court for criminal, religious, whatever, I don't know. But it has nothing to do with Gladue. I know it didn't say Gladue. It didn't say indigenous. It said religious and cultural courts. There's not going to be, they're going to remove that all. That did not say Gladue. My thought is it's going to have to do with Sharia laws being implemented, Muslim shit being implemented, that's not going to be allowed. And nowhere in that conservative website of their shit doesn't say anything about Gladue or First Nations. So I just made that my point, right? And a few people, so she made whatever comment, and one person replied, oh, so you're silencing an indigenous person's voice. And I'm like, yeah, that's what they do. It's like they always attack me because I'm not a liberal, basically. I don't know why I'm rambling. I just wanted to know if you had more
No, it's okay.
Yeah,
I like that we're all expressing ourselves here and we're being respectful.
So, like, when it comes to the whole political things, I am 110% right-leaning. I have the conservative values or whatever like that. Like, at the end of the day, I'm AT and the government's shit. I'm not going to trust anything either side says or think that either side is better than the other side because they're all fucked. anybody that holds power.
Like they have none of the parties have our best interests or even have us in their thoughts.
People are going to have the best interest for you while they're trying to get your attention and get your vote, and then go behind your back afterwards.
What happened with Trudeau? How many promises did Trudeau make to the Indigenous people and their reserves, and make sure he promised that every reserve would have clean drinking water?
Yeah, and then
It's been almost
he
a
got in the
decade.
office and he's like, "It's the reserves' responsibility, not mine."
Yeah.
And then whenever I mentioned that Trudeau's father, like I brought up, I think with Happy, which was dumb, like there's no point, but like about the white paper and how his father wanted to basically destroy all our rights. And then the typical response to that is, well, you know, he's not his father, he's himself. And then, with her, that's what happened with that chick today. What's her name? She's like, I said, Carney Sr. was a perverted principal at a residential school.
Yeah.
Right? And
Yeah.
her clap back had nothing to do with the thing I said. Like, you guys got nothing to say about that.
Was it Tanathas or this just Ginger Canuck person?
Ginger Canuck. And then it's like, some of the comments are kind of like, well, he's not his father. The same bullshit they say about Trudeau. I'm like, my comment was not anything about Gladue or anything else. It was letting people know that Carney Sr. was a principal at a residential school. That's it. You know?
It's information.
That. Yeah. It was annoying. I was in a bad...
It's not like it was a great-great-great-grandfather. It was his fucking dad. It was the man who raised this guy.
Yeah.
Like, there's values instilled in this man because of the man who raised him, whether he sticks to those or not. But, yeah, it's just...
Well, that's what I was saying about, like, Trudeau Sr. and the white paper. And then back then, like, the natives went, fuck no, made a red paper. And then the white paper wasn't implemented. The everything in the white paper was not implemented because the First Nations stood up and said, yeah, fuck you. And we won the battle, right? And Happy didn't even know what the fucking white paper was, right? So... I don't know. He just made himself look like an idiot. That was a while
Yeah, I don't
back.
talk to Happy about politics stuff. I honestly, I don't even
That's
come on
a
the
good
app
line to
about politics.
fucking stick by because...
I don't come on the app and talk about politics. If somebody has something to say, I say I'm barefoot pregnant in the kitchen still. Or the other day it was I'm barefoot in the kitchen with a kid on my tit making a sandwich for my man, if that makes sense.
As you should be. As you should be.
As I like to be.
As you like to be. Fair enough.
Right? It's not that I should be. I just enjoy doing this stuff, okay? It's what I enjoy doing. If my man's perfectly fine going, there shouldn't be anything wrong with that. I don't need to be a strong, independent woman. Fucking shout out to all the strong, independent women. But I'm gonna fucking, be at home in the kitchen making sandwiches for my man.
That's okay. I'm just gonna stay here and
If
sponge
that makes
off
you
this
happy,
stuff.
that's what matters. Like, some
Right.
women actually enjoy raising their children and, keeping the house clean and cooking.
Right.
They actually enjoy that. It's something that they love to do.
And I know a
It gives
lot of
them
women that
purpose.
honestly get anxiety of the thought of having to stay home with their children. So it is what it is. Fucking whatever floats
Yeah,
your fucking
absolutely.
boat. Do whatever floats your fucking boat.
I'm just gonna stay home, sponge off the system, and do absolutely nothing.
How dare you? I thought you were a comedian. Haha, good joke.
right?
Hi, other red.
School that he attended, right? So that he was the principal of. They're trying to play it off as fake news. So of course I had to go and do some research, right? In his obituary, this is where I found out the information. It literally says he was associated with St. Joseph Seminary in this area, and that was like he sat on the council and the board, and he worked at the school. And it was considered like, I believe, and correct me if I'm wrong, Spotted, but it was day school, which are not mentioned as much as like the actual residential school. They kind of brush that under.
So it was
under the
considered a
carpet.
day school. And then recently, like the past couple of years, some First Nations people fought for it. And it was changed to be considered an actual residential school. Because putting out day school makes it seem like it's less...
Yeah,
that. So they said, no, we're
always-
calling
they've
it
always
a
done
fucking
that.
residential school.
Yeah.
And the thing is that they keep going. Well, it wasn't an actual residential school, and I'm like, now you're undermining what the so-called day schools were like, and that's where my mom ended up. That's where she had her language beat the fuck out of her, right? Like while she was in foster care. So He was
Yeah.
fully aware. He was fully aware. And for him not to take ownership or accountability for it and at least denounce that is fucking gross.
And me, I'm considered 60s scoop, and people think, oh, well, 60s. Well, no, it went from like late 50s to, if I'm not mistaken, mid 70s, late 70s. It wasn't like just the 60s, it's just called that. And now it's the millennial scoop.
Yeah,
That's me. This is me. This is why I was an award of the court.
yeah. They took mom away from her mamere and her community in the settlement, and they put her in a foster care home, and then they were sending her to this school. In the foster care home, they kept her in the basement unless she was cleaning or going to school, and they would make her sit on a chair like all the time. And if she actually moved to go to the bathroom or whatever, they would beat her. And at one point, she was so scared to leave that chair that she peed herself, and they rubbed her face in that. And then they sent her back to that second school. And that school, literally, every time she spoke her language, they would like smack her with one of those rulers or whatever. But they also tied her up. And you know how back in the day at the schools, they used to have those where you could hang like your winter coats and shit like that?
Yep.
They tied her up and hung her from one of those fucking hooks. Like,
Oh my God.
you went through. And so for anybody to deny the fact that the day schools were as bad as the actual residential schools, and not to acknowledge that it was all part of a fucking vile system put into place.
Exactly. And you know, sorry.
No, go ahead, Spot It.
So in Allen Gardens, in the park in Toronto, where you guys seen the teepees, right? But that's been my park my whole life. It's a very popular park for, I don't know, longer than I've been alive, for natives to hang out at, right? And when I would talk with elders or people my age, but ones that were older, of course, they come from across Canada and up in Toronto. They all had the same kind of stories, whether it was day school or previous residential school, about their hands being put in boiling hot water or this or that. And then, of course, the gruesome stuff that people like principals would do to the boys mostly, but whatever girls do, like SA and all that. So, but, yesterday I tortured myself to be in beaver politics on the First Nations Day or whatever.
Oh God, what did you do that for?
I tortured myself, but I kept putting in the comments, Carney's father was a principal, I would say pervert principal at a residential school. Nobody had anything to say. Anybody that did would be, but that he's not his father, or that's
There's always
fake
excuses.
news.
Always excuses.
Even if he doesn't approve of what it is and he's not his father, for him not to acknowledge it, not to denounce what his father was a part of, not to take accountability and say, like, listen, it happened. Yes, I have family members that were involved. I denounce every bit of it, and I'm going to stand for things like this never to happen again, is absolutely appalling.
So what happened? Well, what happened with me was I didn't know he had a book, right? And I think it was, what's her name? The one that always reads books and stuff. Before Bellfire Star or something.
One second, Spot It. I'm gonna get off. Baby's up from his nap. So you guys have a lovely time. Thanks for the conversation.
Bye, Red.
Awesome, nice talking to you. Bellfire Star had mentioned an article, showed an article, and it talked about Carney, right? And she was trying to make a point. And then I went and I looked up the article and I read it at length, and I realized, Carney has a book. He wrote this shit. It came from his own mouth. So I read the free part of the book, like the 40 pages of the free part, and then I got it on my whatever, like where you can download books, and I took the time and I read the fucking book. The guy is hardcore, like globalist. Not only that, WEF, we all know, social credit system, charging people for overuse of carbon. Digital currency, all this fucking shit, man. Like, he wrote it in a book in 2020 or whatever, right? But nobody wants to read the book and say, maybe he's not a good choice for Canada or else they just think that all those things are great. Like, yeah, we should have, globalism and all that. Like,
They turn a blind eye to it, right?
Yes.
That's
Yeah.
what they do. They turn a blind eye to it because if they actually look at it and they read it, they're going to realize that maybe he's not the man, and they can't accept that because we have 28 days now to elections. Like, they can't open their eyes to it now.
yeah, like Miles just said, everybody should read his book. So when that happened with Bellfire Star or whatever, that's another thing I kept on throwing in the lefties' lives comment section. All these debate lives and shit. Have any of you read his book? Like, da-da-da, like he's a this and that. Just to try and at least, but I don't think there's such cognitive dissonance in lefties that it wouldn't matter what they read or whatever. Nothing's going to change their fucking mind.
No. Nope. And then I guarantee they'll be the first ones to throw on the orange shirts and say they're allies and all of that wonderful stuff when really they voted in this. They're okay with it. They
Yeah.
turn a blind eye to it. Like,
They vote for what they fear, and they think it's the other party that's doing it, but they're voting it all in. And we're trying to tell them, like, listen, guys, you're fucking everything up. Like, can you guys just take your feelings out of it for a second and start looking at the bigger picture? And then they just meet you with, oh, you're a bigot, you're a racist, and blah, blah, blah. They so badly want men to stay in women's sports and all that stuff that they're willing to, like, vote for evil. Like, I swear to God, I'm not trying to be rude when I say that, and I know that kind of comes across really, like, whatever. I know there's a lot of other policies, I'm sure, but I feel like a lot of it is people are equating Pierre to Trump, right? And they think everything that Trump is doing, Pierre's there's a lot of values that they do agree with each other, but Pierre's pro-choice, Trump is pro-choice. You know what I mean? Like, no one's taking away abortion